Hi everyone, my name is Benjamin Waldo, and today we have another episode of the UF DPM Meet the Student session. Today, our guest is Morgan Pinkerton. Morgan, could you start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, of course. So I'm originally from Ormond Beach, Florida, and I went to the University of Florida in 2013, where I started a bachelor's degree in biology. And I was really pretty set on going into the medical field. And in my last year of my bachelor's degree, I just kind of had a moment where I really thought about it. And I had recently started taking more entomology classes and really decided I liked plants, I liked bugs, and didn't really know at the time what I could do with that field. So I started my master's in entomology under the direction of Dr. Amanda Hodges, and I focused on stink bugs, a lot of outreach on invasive species, and in general, just getting out into the field and getting my hands dirty in agriculture in the field itself. And about a semester into my master's degree, I decided to join the Doctor of Plant Medicine program. And I'm really glad I did. There's a lot of reasons why, but basically it started with a trip to Ecuador where we as a group were visiting different agriculture production in Ecuador, such as like bananas, roses, and that's when it really solidified. This is what I want to do. I want to work with farmers in the future, and the DPM program provided me all of the training to do that, which leads me up to now. I just started a position in Seminole County with UF IFAS, and I am the Sustainable Agriculture and Food Systems Agent for the county.
Could you please share with us some of your favorite aspects of the DPM program?
So as I mentioned before, the DPM program is just really great at providing you the training you need. And one of my favorite things about it is just how versatile it is, especially when I was first getting into agriculture, I was first getting into plants. I didn't really know where I was going. And part of the beauty of this program is you get to try so many different things within the field of plants that you eventually find yourself going towards a direction without even realizing it. And it provides such good training for this. And it may be as simple as just a class, or it might be going out into the field to see different kinds of production, or meeting with different professionals in the field, or it could be as in-depth as the internships that we're required to do for the degree. Just really incredible training, and I couldn't ask for anything different.
You've touched on some of this already, but could you elaborate a little bit more on your internship or research experience you've had while being a DPM student?
Yeah, I can definitely talk about this. So my first internship was actually out of the country. I got to go to Ecuador for a couple months where I worked with a DPM graduate down there, and you may have heard a little bit about this in the interview with Sage Thompson, another student, because both of us got to go down there together. And we were working with La Escuela Superior Politécnica de Litoral, which is a public university similar to UF, except in Ecuador. And myself and Sage, we were down there for 3 months working with professionals in entomology, plant pathology, and soil science. And it was a really cool experience. I know Sage talked a little bit about the projects that we worked on, so I won't really go much into this, but I'm going to say just for me specifically, it was more than just scientific hands-on work and getting that kind of experience. It was very important socially for me to go there because I was able to practice speaking Spanish in a real-world setting, specific to my field, which was really good for me, and the professional development in this alone was invaluable. I did do a second internship, which was in Tampa, Florida, and that was with the United States Department of Agriculture, Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services, Plant Protection and Quarantine Office. And for this internship, I was under the direction of Dr. John Levengood, and he's the insect identifier for the Tampa port. Beyond this, he's just a very highly skilled entomology taxonomist, and it was really cool to be able to train with him. His job is to identify insects from shipments of produce that are coming in from other countries. And basically, if an insect is found on a shipment, they say, oh yeah, we have it here, it's okay, it can proceed. Or we don't have that here, and we need to do something to stop it from getting here. So it could potentially arrive and become an invasive species, which could affect our agricultural production here, or it could affect our natural resources, which is something we definitely don't want. So it's our first line of defense, really, for potential invasive species entering the country. And so I got to see this whole process hands-on, and in addition, I got to really refine my insect identification skills and be an insect taxonomist. And while I was there, I was able to work on identifying insects from all over the world and practice specifically within a group called hemipteran insects. And every entomologist kind of has their favorite group. And during this, I picked Hemiptera, and even more specifically, I picked Achenerenca, which was surprising. So I'm working with plant hoppers and things like that. A lot of things, you wouldn't realize it, but there's so many insects in the world that haven't been described, and there's so much to discover. They just need more people to start working on it. So it's something I will continue in my career to use these skills, but also do it as a hobby in the future.
In regards to your new job, how do you feel that the DPM program has helped prepare you for this position?
I guess the real question is, how has the DPM program not prepared me for this position? As I mentioned before, the training is just so versatile. We get to see just about everything, every situation, and network with so many really cool people in the field of plants, in agriculture specifically for me, because that's what I'm working on. And it really well prepared me. It gave me experience teaching, but also in research. So not only am I comfortable doing the science, but I'm comfortable telling other people about the science, which is a problem that as more and more people, as DPM students are graduating, they should think about, because science needs to get to the field. It needs to be applied. And as an extension agent, that's my job, is making sure that the technology and science that we're doing research on is being used, and being used in a way that can positively impact agricultural production as well as the future of ag. And in addition to that, the DPM program, the internships are very important in that it does give you hands-on training. So even if you don't necessarily go into that field, you take away different skills from it that are really important. And if nothing else, just how to work in different environments and be very, very good at adapting to change.
To finish up, do you have any advice for new or prospective DPM students on how to make the most of their experience while in the program?
My advice to incoming or current DPM students is to take all the opportunities that you can handle. Anything that's thrown your way is going to give you it's going to provide you some kind of educational value. And really, you may not realize it, but some of these opportunities are more important for your future than you could have thought. Just one farm tour or just one meeting with a person or one class even could lead you to your future career. And it's really important to take on those opportunities. And a professor at UF had told me when I was really in the middle of my program, now that I'm coming to my last semester of the DPM program, but he said, if you're comfortable while you're doing this degree, you're not doing it right, because you should be pushing yourself, and this is the time to use that to grow. And that's the best advice I can give any incoming students.
Thank you very much, Morgan, for zooming in today and sharing this information with our viewers. And that's all we have for today. Thank you for taking the time to watch our latest episode of DPM Meet the Student session. Stay tuned for more episodes.